Hello and welcome back to your mat. Today is going to be a modified flow. So we're going to be coming into the poses from our knees, hands and knees. So if you know you have sensitive knees, I would suggest having a blanket for a prop. This will come in handy. I'm using one today. A, I have sensitive knees, and B, there's obviously gravel around me and it doesn't make for the best for yoga. So hopefully you're in a little bit more cush environment. So just a blanket is all you're going to need. And for today's backdrop today, we have the mighty Mississippi River behind me. So I hope you enjoy that as your backdrop. It is also a little bit windy, so bear with me on the audio for that. So we're going to start in bound angle pose. So bound angle pose is bringing the soles of the feet together. Your knees are out and they're bent onto the sides. This can help open up the groin area. You can bring your feet in closer or further out. You decide what feels best for you. You can also sit up on something that would help prop up your hips. So go ahead and get comfortable here, and just for a moment we're going to butterfly the legs up and down. So just like butterfly wings, kind of opening everything up and getting ourselves ready for today's class. And you may be a little bit further up, and that's okay. Wherever you are, find where you are and just go ahead and do a little butterfly in here just to warm up. A couple more there. And then we'll release that, let that go, and go ahead and come into a simple cross-legged position here. And we're going to just do a seated twist, just a simple twist to the side. So we're going to go to the right first. So your left hand will be on your right knee, and your right hand will be behind you. And just go ahead and twist to the right, coming up out of your pelvis, sitting up nice and tall, and looking over to your right. Get a nice twist there. So inhale, and on the exhale, twist a little deeper. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale back to center. Now we'll go to the left. So go ahead and bring your right hand to your left knee and your left hand behind you and twist, looking to the right. Sitting up nice and tall out of your pelvis here. Keeping your shoulders down. Don't let them creep up to your ears. Looking over to the left, and inhale deeply and exhale. Twist a little deeper if possible. Inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale, and release that. Let that go. Now we're going to come into all fours, and we'll do a couple of cat-cows to warm up. So go ahead and come to all fours. And again, that's where you might need a blanket to pad up your knees. So do what you need to do to help your knees. And we're just going to come into a nice tabletop position here. Shirt here. There we go. All right, let's come to tabletop. And inhale and look forward. Arch that lower back. Rise your chest forward and your chin up. Looking up. Then exhale. Look inside. Go ahead and round that back. Tuck your tailbone. Two more. Inhale. Arch. Look up. Exhale. Round and look in. One more. Inhale. Arch and look up. And exhale, round and look in. Come back to a neutral flat back. And then go ahead and step that right foot forward into a lunge. Now for first part here, we're gonna back off a little bit. So come more upright so that your hip is right above your knee and you're not leaning forward just yet. So we're gonna be up more upright to begin with. From here, go ahead and tuck that tailbone under, and you should really feel, when you do that, you should really feel a stretch right along your quad here. So we're going to stay more upright. And again, pad the knee however you need to. You should feel, if you tuck that tailbone under and you're up more upright, you'll feel that right there in that quad. Breathe in here for a few. And then we're going to go ahead and bring that right foot forward a little bit more, and now we're going to go ahead and dive a little bit deeper into this lunge. So you can go ahead and bring that left knee back a little bit more if you'd like. And you can stay up with your hands up on your right thigh, or you can bring your hands down. So find what works best for you, but this is going to stretch this area a little bit differently. So back off a little bit if you need to. If that feels like it's too much, back off if you need to. For now, we'll leave the hands down for this pose. And breathe here. And then go ahead and step back into all fours. And from here, we're just going to stretch back into an easy down dog. So go ahead and place your hands down on the ground. Rise your hips up. And just get yourself a nice little down dog here. Pedal your legs out if you like.
We won't be here very long. Just breathe here. And come back down to your knees. And now we'll do the other side. So go ahead and step that left foot forward. And again, we're going to back off to begin with. So we're going to come more upright to begin with. Tuck those back toes. And tuck that tailbone under. So you're more at 90 degree here. So you've got your hips are stacked right over your knee instead of leaning forward. We'll lean forward in a moment. This is going to open up that quad a little bit differently. Stretch this area on the front of our thigh. So breathe here. Really feel it. I have really tight quads. So this is one that actually helps me a lot. I really feel that stretch, but I need to do this more often because I have tight quads because I do sit like most of us do for a part of the day. Always remember to breathe because this helps open things up, helps get new energy, prana, the life force going through your body. And then go ahead and we're going to come forward a little bit more. So go ahead and lean into it more. And again, you can come down on your fingertips if that feels better, or you can stay more upright. And you can always back off a little bit. So do less if that's what you need to do, but you'll feel that stretch differently in the front of that thigh now. Breathing here. And then go ahead, come back to all fours. And you guys, we'll do a quick down dog. So go ahead and tuck those toes. Rise the hips up. And again, you can pedal out the legs if you want. Just a very short, quick down dog here. And exhale and bring your knees back down. We're going to go ahead and bring that right foot forward again. We're going to do something slightly different this time. So we're going to bring your right foot forward. And then turn your left leg so that your left leg is behind you. So now you are in kind of a modified warrior two pose. So, got to rock right with my knees, excuse me. Okay, we'll readjust there. Again, hopefully you have a nice cushy environment that you're doing this on. So here we are. We have our hip, the left hip is directly above the right knee, and you've got your right leg out, coming out to the side here, and your left foot and leg is directly behind you. So you're turned here to the side, almost like a warrior, like you were standing a warrior, but on your knees. And for just a moment, just do a gentle, easy bending a little bit forward over here to the right-hand side. Not forward, but up to the right-hand side and back. Just a couple of times here. This is, again, going to get into this whole area a little bit differently. Don't go too far. You don't want to strain this. Just a couple times. And then go ahead and turn that right foot out so it's parallel to the front of your mat, front edge of your mat. Sit up tall or stand up tall on your knees here. Bring your right hand down to your right leg and that left arm up and overhead. We'll just do a side stretch to the right. This is called gate pose. It's a wonderful side stretch. It just gets into everything a little differently. Exhale and come back up. Go ahead and bring both your knees back down to the ground. Turn back to all fours, and you guessed another nice downward dog here. So just stretch out to downward dog. Knees back down, and now we'll do the left-hand side. So you can see this from the other side. So go ahead and bring your left foot forward, and now you're going to rotate that right leg so that your knee is directly underneath of your hips, and your right leg is directly behind you. The left leg is out to the side here. So you've got a nice open stance here, much like you would have in Warrior 2, down on your knees. And then the same thing, kind of just go to the left a little bit, bending forward in that left knee just a bit to kind of help open up this whole area a little bit more. And then next, we're going to go ahead and turn that left foot out so it's parallel to the front edge of our mat. Left arm is coming down the left leg. Right arm is going to come up and over and off to the side. So now you're stretching the whole right side of your body, and you're stretching over to the left. Remember to breathe here. This is always the challenge. We like to hold our breath sometimes, and that's not helpful. So really breathe. That'll help any kind of tension or stuckness you may have. Come back up. Come back to all fours. And go ahead and get back into your step back into your downward facing dog, I should say. And then come back down to all fours. And then from here, we're going to slide forward into Cobra. So you're back on all fours. And go ahead and carefully and gracefully as you can, go ahead and stretch forward into your, come on down with your hips down on the ground. And we're going to come into a Cobra. So bring your forehead to the ground. Your hands are planted next to your chest. And you're going to come up any amount into Cobra that feels best for you. So inhale and rise yourself up out of your pelvis. Keep your shoulders down, out of your ears. Any amount, so your Cobra may be lower, and that's fine. You just want to keep your shoulders from hunching forward. You want to keep them open, keep that chest open. And then we're going to inhale and exhale and look over that right hand shoulder. Inhale back to center and exhale and look back over that left shoulder. And then back down to the ground. Tuck those toes. Come up to all fours, and now we're going to sink back into a child's pose. So you can have wide knees here if you'd like. You can have them closer together. So if you have wide knees, you're going to come forward and stretch your arms out in front of you, forehead to the ground or close. You might have your hips or further up. If you like to have your knees closer together, you can also have your hands stretched out in front of you, or you can stretch them alongside your legs and bring your forehead to the ground. So choose what variation works best for you. And breathe here for just a moment. Release all of that. And inhale and come back up. And now this is the chance, if you have the time, maybe 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, whatever it might be, to go ahead and lie back all the way into Shavasana. This was a really short little practice, but it helps get into all of those little spots, especially if you sit a lot. So go ahead, and if you have the time, I really highly encourage you to just take a couple minutes. Lay back into Shavasana and let your body go. Just go ahead and lie back into the mat, legs stretched out, your arms stretched out, and just take a moment here. And I'm going to leave you with a quote by Brene Brown. Talk to yourself like you would talk to someone you love. I think this is really, really important these days. We're really hard on ourselves sometimes, so just remember to talk to yourself like you talk to someone that you love. Stay in Shavasana as long as you have. Thank you for joining me, and I'm looking forward to the next class with you guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day.